Hello everybody, welcome to the true 4-2 skip tutorial. I did have an older video that discussed the skip you can do to skip around the later half of the 4-2 ritual path area and get to old hero faster. This is an even bigger skip that was found way later that allows us to skip pretty much the entire area and get to old hero. This will allow you to retry old hero back to back in quick succession as well. Now fair warning, you are required to have Adjudicator alive to use as fog gate to do this skip. So if you don't have that, you actually can do this. If you'd like to learn how to do the old method of the video, here is the link to that. If instead of skipping all the way to 4-2, you would prefer to actually explore all of 4-2, but with the enemies not turned on, so they'll actually not attack you the entire way. I actually did a video alongside this one that shows you how to do a similar skip, which does also require the fog gate. But if you want to do that instead, feel free to click the link on the iCard now. But if you do have the fog gate and want to learn how to do this, join me as we discuss this skip. Alright, so for this skip, you're going to need a bow and a cat ring. The bow will be used to use the bow tech, which is a technique that was found that allows us to regain control of our character after crossing a fog gate. It is very easily done by hitting X and then using your aiming reticle to go in whichever direction you would like from facing your camera in that way. The cat ring, of course, you can buy from patches after killing 2 archdemons, although with a really high soul cost. Or you can find one in the swamp around where the Black Phantom lady is protecting the item. And lastly, just a fair warning, you will actually have to die to do this skip. So if you have any souls you want to use, if you want to preserve your tendency by killing yourself the Nexus first, feel free to do so. And I would highly recommend that you're ready to fight old hero, because you're going to be stuck with him. This skip has some slight potential to soft lock you if you don't do this right. So you want to be safe, just make sure to have another world open without having killed all the archdemons. Be online and use the activity cards to warp away to another level. So make sure to do anything you need to prep before this. Now you're going to get to the Adjudicator fog gate. If you want to make this skip a little bit easier, you could use this skip and then go backwards from the fog to turn off the AI of this skeleton. That'll help a lot with lining up this skip. Okay, what I like to do to line up this is get in the edge of the fog gate here and have the aiming reticle pointed at the center of this little crease right here. And then press X real quick and then immediately press L1 again. You're going to go forward for a little bit. And then once you see some black out of bounds segment, turn your camera a little bit to the right. Just a few micro adjustments to the right, like I do myself, should be enough. The reason you do these micro adjustments is because, as you can see, there is a rock kind of sticking out a little bit more in the out of bounds segment that will push you out of the little ledge right there. So you want to go either a little bit to the left or right of it, but I just generally tend to go right and then just drop in. If you mess this up, I would recommend doing a force quit instead of a quit out, which means that you will actually close the game from the PS menu. That should put you back at the fog, or sometimes it can even actually put you in the place that you would want. So it's just better to do that instead. And then once you're at that lip, you're going to drop down to this little tunnel. I would recommend you have the cat ring on by this point. Now you're going to get on top of this little item down there. You're going to use that as a reference. And then you're going to drop down to this little pillar right here that's raising up. Drop down to that. And then you're going to want to drop down to right around here. And then you're going to want to roll this way. I did slide a little bit longer than I meant to. You can actually land on top of this rock first and then drop down. But I would highly recommend don't press start or quit out at all by this point. So again, make sure you have the cat ring before this. And then what we're going to do now is look down there. You can see the little tunnel right there that I'm going to be showing in editing here. That tunnel is where you want to land now. And we're going to have to do a quit out with the cat ring on to allow us to land down there. Otherwise, that would normally be a deadly drop, as you can probably guess. So you don't actually have to be that precise with the roll. I would just recommend facing a little bit at an angle right here. Then roll. Make sure to be ready to quit out really quick. Once you hear your character scream, press quit out. And now, if this says Altar of Storms at the top right here, you did it right. You're ready for the next step. If it doesn't, if it still says Ritual Path, but you're right here in this tunnel, get a little closer to the fog right there and then quit out again. But once it says Altar of Sacrifice, all you have to do is drop down to your death. And once you spawn in, you'll see that we are in the old hero room. So now you can loot items and stuff, and thankfully the boss actually triggers from inside the boss room. So all you have to do whenever you're ready to fight him is go to around this part of the map and don't trigger the cutscene. And there you go. There's the old hero. So yeah, like I said, you should be ready to fight this guy. You will be at half health, so if you want to put on Cling Ring or even go human, you should do so. Now the cool thing about the skip is that if you actually die to the hero, you'll spawn inside of here again, because that is now your Archstone detection area. So the Archstone for the hero is where you are currently warping to. Now that's why I did warn that you should be ready to fight him, because you're pretty much stuck here now. But if you do need to go away, you can use the Nexus binding item to warp back to Nexus. And if you need to, you can just do the skip again. Here it is one more time all the way through. And that's pretty much it for this video. I do hope that helps. I know this boss doesn't have any proper shortcuts, so these skips are really nice to be able to use, at least on a replay, whenever you don't want to go through these areas all over again with how annoying the enemies are. If you enjoy this kind of content or Demon's Souls content in general, I do make almost exclusively Demon's Souls content, so make sure to subscribe. I do also do my speedruns over on Twitch if you want to follow me on there. If you would prefer to do the easy 4-2 skip, here is another link to that video. And if you'd like to learn how this bow tech works a little bit more in depth, I do have a video explaining that as well. And that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys around. Bye bye.